Hello and welcome back to another Tweaker Man video. In this video we're going to be showing you how to make these isolation tables. These are small ones. These ones are being made for Cambridge Audio DAC Magic, which I'm using, and the Cambridge Audio DAC Magic upgrade power supply. So let's go and I'll show you how to make them. Right, okay, everything we need to build our isolation tables are on this table at the moment. So basically we've bought a sheet of 3.6mm plywood, hardwood plywood, not softwood. It's using a beech veneer on the surface of it. So we've cut two pieces which are 215mm by 195mm. So we cut two pieces of that. This is the isolation table for the Cambridge Audio DAC Magic, and this one is the isolation table for the power supply to the DAC Magic, which is 200mm by 90. I'll be putting these sizes on the description below. So basically, what else we've bought is you need this is balsa wood, 1/4 of an inch by an inch by 36 inches, which is 3 foot. So that's what we're using for our material in the inside. Basically, this is made up like a crate formation. So what we're going to be doing now is assembling it. I'll be putting, as I say, putting all the sizes below. These are only small isolation tables. We'll be making some bigger ones at a later date. So basically, all you need is some 3.6mm plywood, some balsa wood, and some wood glue, and some sellotape, because a lot of it will be taped up while it dries. So basically, this is our first one, which is the DAC Magic isolation table. So all we're going to be doing is gluing this together. What I've done is I've pre-cut all this wood first, because these videos take so long, we need to speed it up. So basically, that's that. We also need some wipes to wipe away the glue. But basically what I've done is I've cut everything to size beforehand. There are some bits that I do need to still cut, which I'll show you later. But what we're going to be doing is just assembling the outside part, then leaving it to dry. So we're going to start doing that now. I've already cut these, so I've marked them all, so I know exactly what one goes where. So basically we're going to be running a bead of glue along the edge. Just you can use your finger or a bit of cardboard or anything to smear it along properly. Make sure all the surfaces are covered in glue, because we want this to be extremely strong. Right, okay, just going to rub that in. It's called a rub joint. Rub that in. Take the glue away from there with your finger, or I'll just use some baby wipes just to wipe the excess glue away. Now I've got to pull that over a little bit because it's back too far. I want it nice and flush with the front. Right, okay, that's one. Now we're doing our back one now, which is number 2, which is indicated there. Number 2, I should say, that way round. Exactly the same thing now. Take the glue up. Make sure you cover it in glue really well. We want this to be really solid at the end of the day. What this is going to end up being is extremely solid. It's going to be lightweight and solid. So what this effectively does is it absorbs vibrations away from your equipment. So that one's on there. Wipe the excess glue away. Now we want to put our side panels in, our side pieces. So that's number 4, which is indicated there. So we're going to put some glue on 3 sides of this one now. So we're going to run the glue along and up the 2 end bits, sections. Balsa wood is extremely good to use on this on these isolation tables, because built up in a crate formation it becomes extremely strong. Okay, I'm going to push that, bring that out slightly. If some bits overhang very slightly, we're going to be rubbing them down at the end. We'll be sanding the edges up anyway, because we're going to paint these. All my isolation tables I tend to paint black. You can leave it exactly how it is when it's finished if you want, or you can varnish it. I usually spray them black to match in with my equipment. Although my DAC Magic is silver, but right, okay, so that's there. So what we're going to be doing now is just using some sellotape. It's a very good way of just holding it in place while it dries. On the end of it first. There we go. Right, okay. So we want a couple of bits of that. So basically what we're going to be doing is, if you come down here, you can see it down there. Just put a piece of sellotape on there, stick it on there, and then we just bring it around. You just don't need to hold it in place while the glue dries. Right, bring that back again now. Right, now a bit on the other side. Moved again slightly. Right, that's perfect now. Bring that one back slightly. Right, to get everything exactly accurate. Right, so we're going to turn it around now, and then we're going to be putting another piece there, which is number 3, which we've marked number 3 on there when we cut it. So exactly the same thing, process. Run the glue down both sides, 3 sides. Right, that's that. And we're going to just push that into place there. You can use clamps. Being balsa wood, balsa wood's quite soft, so we want to. Right, okay. Right, I glued up the wrong piece. That was the other isolation tape. This is the correct one now. Number 3 there. It's going into here. Again, come around here. Line it all up nicely. Okay, we just want to clean any excess glue off with a baby wipe. Anything on there. And that needs to come up slightly. If there's anything that needs adjusting at the end, we'll be just rubbing it down right at the end. So we've got that piece there. That one there needs to come out very slightly. And then we'll just sound them up right at the end. Right, another piece of tape just to hold that in place for a minute. 2 bits. Right, okay, so I'm going to put the tape on there and bend that round there nice and tight. And this one, for some reason, looks like it's over. I must have cut that. I double checked all this, but I know it should just go up that way a bit. That's better. Bring that back, and that's spot on. That is perfect. Sure, that's pushed over that way. Right, okay. So that's like that now. What we're going to do is we're just going to put this upside down on here. Going to put something heavy on top of it, just while it dries. Then we're going to be doing the other frame to the other one. So I'll put that on there. So I'm going to get something heavy. Like I've got a tin of paint stripper here, which is virtually full. I'm going to lean that on there for now to weight that down while that all dries off. You can clamp it, but because of the balsa wood being very soft, we don't want to damage the balsa wood or push it in too much. Right, okay, so that's that one. Now this is our second one, which is for our power supply. Same process, number 4, number 3, number 2, and number 1. There we go. So what we're going to be doing now is doing exactly the same thing, same process, gluing it all up. Okay, we're just putting in our last piece for this piece. This is just around again. Gluing it up. This is pretty simple joinery, this is. I mean, most people should be able to do this. Just wiping the glue away because we don't want it to stick to the board too much underneath. We'll do the same thing in a minute. We'll just turn it upside down just to make sure. Just rub this in. Just using a piece of MDF here on the base just to get a load of that glue out of the way. Right. Okay, we're going to need to now put some tape around these bits again. So, take some tape. Put it around that side. Bend it in like that. Push it down. Oh, that bit's popped off. That's that. I find it'll just may pop off if you. Right, so that's on there. Same thing with this side. That last bit on there. Then we'll just move it about a bit just to make sure that it's all in the right place while the glue's still wet. Right. Okay. So it needs to come over that way slightly. That way's alright. This way. That's right. So we'll be infilling the inside with a bit more framework once this piece has dried, because it's very difficult to glue the whole lot up in one. I've tested so many designs and I've come up with this design at the end, and I think this is really really great for absorbing any resonance from the equipment. Right, so that's that. So we need to pop that upside down and put something heavy on top of that now, just to weight that down as well. I've got a big litre, 2 litre, 5 litres there, sorry. Right, okay. So we'll leave that to dry and we'll come back to you once that's dried and we'll finish the rest off. Right, okay, we've had to put quite a bit more weight on to these isolation tables to make sure they really glue down well. So we're going to be doing the next stage now. So we're taking all this off. And this is our big box that we use, so we're going to take that off, and then we've got 2 pieces of MDF under here as well. Right, okay, these are the 2 now, what they look like. They're all glued up nicely, they're dead flat as well, there's nothing wobbling on them. So now we're just going to fit some other internal framework to it, and then flip it back over and then put some weight back on it again. So basically these are the 2 for this one. We're going to be popping those in there. We've already marked out where the pieces are going. So these pieces are going to go into there and we're going to glue them down. Right, okay, we're going to just be putting our glue back on again. Down there. Plenty of glue on there. These are going to be rock solid once these are built. They're going to be lightweight but really solid. That's why we use balsa wood, because it's very light but it's very good at absorbing frequencies. And right, okay, so that one's down nice and tight. Just wipe any excess glue around from the inside, because we've got to put some more framework in soon into there as well. So I'm just going to measure that. So that should be about 20mm there, which is spot on. Right, okay, make sure it goes down, because then it will be nice and square. Right, so that's that one. Next one is this piece here, which is number 6. It's set the same distance away like the first piece. Right, okay, make sure there's some more. We was working outside on this, but it started to rain in this country. We have so much rain in Great Britain, or should I say in the UK. Right, okay, so that needs to come back slightly. It's just about getting it in the right place. It's moving it about. I've got to just measure it again first. Right, 20mm. It just needs to go up a tad. It's such a minimal amount, but I'm a stickler for making sure everything's spot on. Right. Really that tiny little bit more. Just take it forward very slight. I've gone too far with that one now and that one, so I need to come back very slightly. That's it. A bit more still. It has to be, make sure it's really flat down on there because it won't be square otherwise. Right, that's it. That's spot on now. Right, okay. That one there, let's make sure that one's in the right place. As well, it looks like that one has moved slightly. That one's slightly moved for some reason. Right, okay, I think that's about right now, that one. Right, okay, make sure there's no glue on the tops of there because we're going to be turning it upside down again to put a load of weight on it again to make sure it all clamps down. I mean, as I said outside, if you clamp balsa wood, it's very soft and we don't want to dent it in, so we're just doing it like this with weight on it. Right, so the next one is going to be number 6, that's going in there. Right, so we just got to make sure that that's not too long. We don't want to bow the sides out too much. Make sure we can get that in there. Without pushing the sides out too much. That'll go. Right, you want it nice and tight, you see. It needs to be, the whole lot needs to be really tight. Right, okay, so we're doing again, getting the glue on all along. Down there. Put that down. Make sure we get a bit going down the edge there. And down there. Right, okay, so I have to put this in at an angle slightly and then twist it round. There we go, it's going in nicely, that's it. Take that over again. Again, this is the same distance again, 20mm. So that's about 20mm there. That needs to come up very slightly. That's that, that's that. Needs to come out very slightly. Right, okay, that's about right. So now we're doing the other side now, number 5. Again, just some glue on there. Now there's some other internal parts I've still got to make up, but we'll be doing that once this is dry. We'll be showing you how to do those as well. Right, okay, that's gone in lovely, that piece. Get another baby white, make sure you get all the glue off and that. Don't really want any glue hanging about, because otherwise what will happen is it will stick to the MDF when we put it upside down and that. 20mm there. That side needs to come out very tiny amount. Try that again. 20mm, 20mm, right, perfect. Now these two bits are going to be popped in now. One goes in there, and these will probably push one of these out slightly. So okay, so we're now gluing this one up again. Same process, they're all the same. So this is like a load of framework inside, and it helps to give the isolation table its structure. Right, okay, so I've pushed that down and that's in now. Let's push that out very slightly, that one. Right, okay. 20mm, 20mm, perfect, that one. Right, same with this one here now. Right, okay, push that one down in there again. This one needs to come up this way a bit more. $20mm, fraction back that one. There we go. Right, spot on. Right, again, just make sure there's no glue on the surface anywhere around there, like so. Right, okay, I'll push those up, like so, make sure they're really pushed up tight. Right, put this upside down again now, and we're going to be putting all our stuff back on top again. There's a little tiny bit of glue on the surface there, it's going to wipe off that. Okay, put that on top again, and now we're going to just put all our heavy weights back on top just to make sure it's all weighted down well. And we'll be back soon once that's dried, and we'll be finishing it off. We'll be putting all the other little internal parts inside and that, so be back soon. Right, okay, we've a few hours have gone by again. Going to lift all this off of here for a minute. Just put that down there. Whip that off again, stick those down there. See, I tell you, they get slightly stuck. Right, okay, that looks about right in there. Again, that's the same again, it's got a bit stuck there. Right, okay, going to remove this, that one looks like that's a bit loose still there. Going to remove this tape away from around there. Right, okay, so what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be making some cross sections that go across. Okay, so basically what we're going to be doing, we're going to first of all take off this label, put that to one side. We've got a little square, so would help if I had a pencil with a right, okay, we're going to crisscross these across like that. So now we've sanded up one end there, it's going to slot down there. We've measured this one. We're just going to chop this off with a saw just down the edge there. As I say, if you've got a mitre saw you can do this, but this being balsa wood, it's very soft, so I like to try to keep the just do it with the linisher and the hand saw really. So now we're going to just come back round here, just sand that up slightly on there, just double check it on here again. Right, so we're going to then take put an angle on it, like so. Try that out first, see what it's like. Right, okay, I think that's about right now, so we'll come around and try that up. Okay, now that's going to pop in there, there we go, it's perfect, that is. Right, okay, so now we need to get some glue on that piece. So we're going to do the same again, we're going to put it on all the bits. Like so. Down there. Right, now we're going to push that into place now. There we go, making sure there's loads of glue all in there. Right, now we need to do a cross section across there now as well, so we're going to have to cut another piece of balsa wood. We've got a piece here, so basically this is going to be done in two sections. You could interlock it, but we're not, we're just going to be, so basically what we've got to do is just go down here on the linisher again, and we've got to sand it into a tip again. Both sides. Right, okay, that's that. So we're going to come around here. I'm going to take this over to here. Okay, we're going to mark it. Let's get it in the right place. Make it slightly oversized because we're going to be sanding it up a bit. So better to be oversized at first and just tickle it in with the sander. So we've just got to chop this off of here again now, like so. Right, okay, that's come off. Put that to one side. Right, okay, come back round here. Turn this up. Take off this label. So I'm going to put another angle on that again. Another point, a tip. There we go. Let's see if that fits across there now. Yeah, that's about right. So now what we're going to do is get this angle right now. So we've got to get an angle on there like so. Take that up there, that's one side. That's the other side, and then we've got to get that angle going across here. Okay, so we've marked our piece there. We're going to have to cross it over like that. Right, and then get our square down there on the other side. I'm going to chop this out and then sand it on the linisher to get the right angle on it. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just cut through the middle of that with the saw. Get the right way going. It's a hand saw. You could use a tenant saw. Just so soft this stuff, you can cut it with a knife actually. Just gently pull it back. There we go. Right, now we're going to take this round and we're going to sand this so it goes at the right angle. So I'm just going to try it first, don't go too far. Okay, nearly there, squeeze a bit more off of there. A bit more there. Try that out. Right, that's perfect. See that? Fits perfect there. So the next one we're going to do the same to this here. It's going to go across there, so we've got to sand this one up again. This is fairly time consuming, to make these isolation tables. They're not the quickest thing, but they really work well. So it's worth being patient and putting a bit of effort and time into them. You can buy isolation tables, they can be quite expensive. So again, we're just going to bring this round here and offer that up against there. There's still a little bit more off of there. Right, let's try that now. Still needs a slight bit more. I'm going to take a little bit off of there, actually, to get that over going there. I'm just doing this by freehand, a lot of this. Easier to do it by freehand. Just gently tickle it away. So softly pulsed wood, it can sands up really quick and easy. Right, let's try that. Right, okay, that's about right there, I think. Try a little bit more, tad little bit more. I'm a fussy bugger, so get it dead right. Right, let's try that now. There we go, spot on. So we're going to be gluing that up now. Take that off. Put loads of glue down there. Loads of glue down there. Okay, that's going to go into there like so. I'm going to make sure there's loads of glue all over it. I'll wipe any excess off after, because when we clamp it up we don't want it to right down here on the corners. There we go. Right, we need to wipe it with some baby wipes. Right, okay, that's that one finished now for a minute. So we'll just put this over to one side. Then we're going to be putting on top one. That's the internal structure of this. Basically, this is a small isolation table. We don't want to put too much inside it. So, so that's that one. So we're going to be doing the same again, crisscrossing the piece across the centre there. So we're just going to come over to our linisher and make the end, mark the end off. Okay, that's about right there. Okay, so put that on there again. Now we're going to be marking that down there to get the right size again. Take this over, some cars going past. Right, okay, so let's chop this off again now with a saw. So we're going to do the same again. Come back over here. Stand this one up. Let's try that now. Come over and try that, see if that fits. Needs a bit tickling in, a bit more tickling in, that does that one. So just a bit more for there. Try that now. Still needs just a tiny bit more off it. Oh no, it is going. Oh no, that's perfect. That's spot on actually. So what we're going to do, I'll tell you what, we'll just take it's a little bit tight, we'll just take a tiny little bit off, we don't want to push the sides out at all. Right, that's perfect. Right, we're going to be gluing this one in now. Take that, try that again. Yeah, that's perfect, that's pretty perfect. Right, okay, so we're going to do the same again. Spread the glue on here. What I'm going to do in a minute is we're going to do the cross sections, but I'll do those. You've seen me do the cross sections on the power supply isolation table, so we... the video takes so long to do these, so we're going to have to speed it up a little bit. Right, so we'll fit that into place there. Right, okay, that's that. Wipe any excess glue off. Right, okay, and we'll be back once we've done the other piece. Right, so we've glued all that in. That's all glued in now. So now all we've got to do now is just do a couple of little braces across these two, and then we'll be putting the lids on. So we'll come back here and start turning this up again. Right, okay, so off of this over here. We're just going to mark it where it goes there like that. Straight across there. I'm going to chop it again with a saw. Just down here a bit. That's it. Right, okay, I'll just cut another piece for there. Give it a bit of a sand up on here. Let's try that in here. If it fits. No, it's too big still. Still need to take a little bit more off of it. Just tickle a bit more off until it. Try that now. Right, try a little bit more off, it's still a bit too tight. Right, let's try that now. Right, that's perfect. So what we're going to do, we're going to centerise that, and then once we've we've done that. We'll centralise them all, and then I'll make the other 3 up, and then I'll come back when I've made the other 3 up. We've got these sections now, just to tie those up. We're just going to centralise those. So that's 215, so that's 107.5. Okay, same with that side. 107. Right, okay. So we'll get those in place, those ones there. And the same with this one here. So that is 195. That's going to be 97.5 up there. Same with that one back there. Right, okay, so we're just going to glue those bits in quick. Oops. Then we're going to be putting the lids on. Right, that one goes down there, like so. Just slide it down like that. That's it. Wipe that away, the glue away from there. Same with this one. This formation is going to make this extremely strong once it's all glued up. What we're going to be doing is covering the whole inside in PVA in a minute. We want to really make sure this is solid once it's all glued up. Last one there. Right, okay, so that's at that point now. We're going to be covering these edges in glue again, make sure that everything's really covered. Because we're going to be clamping this down now with the lid on, and just going around and just put a bit of glue around all these joins again, just to make sure that there's loads of glue in all the join bits. Same with this piece here. And then this is going to be set aside till tomorrow. We're going to leave this overnight to glue up really well. And then tomorrow we'll be sanding it up and fitting our oak cones on the bottom. Put a bit more glue in there, make sure all the glue's in there properly. Right, now we need to just get a baby wipe. We could use a wet piece of cloth. Make sure it's got no glue under anywhere, because when it clamps up onto this piece of MDF, we don't want any glue touching the surface, so when it gets stuck to it, it's going to be a bugger to get it off otherwise. Right, okay, so that's that one. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be putting loads of glue in the inside of this, piling loads in on every section. Don't worry about if it goes everywhere, just because we're going to be covering it in PVA in the inside. This really helps to give a hard shell to the balsa wood. And we're going to be using our paintbrush to brush it all into place. Right, that's that. There. On those bits, make sure there's loads in there, all on every section. Right, okay, so we get the paintbrush now. Just cover every section in there with glue. When this dries, we want this to be rock solid. There we go. okay, nearly there. Right, okay, so we've got to that stage. Now what we want to do is we want to make sure we've got all, loads of glue over here on all sections. So I'm going to put some more around those bits. It keeps getting in the way. There we go. Right, I think that's about right, okay. Doesn't matter if it goes on the sides, we're going to be sanding them up tomorrow anyway, so we'll just sand all the glue up. We'll put it back on the linisher and just sand the edges up. And then we can then finish it off by hand with some hand sandpaper, make sure it's really nice and smooth. As I say, we're going to be spraying our ones black, so that's that. Now, this is the lid for this one. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now is we're going to cover this in glue as well, because we want the whole thing to be solid. So we'll just push that over there. This is the way up. We're going to just squeeze loads of PVA out all over it. Okay, brush it all over. Especially loads on around the edge here. And make sure that's really right. Okay, I think that's it now. Right, okay, just going to pop this over here, make sure that fits. Okay, that fits really well, that does. So right, okay, we've done the same to our isolation table for the power supply. Just put loads of glue inside it again. Put loads on there. Right, I'm going to put the lid on this one as well now. Okay, give it a bit of a twist around, like move about a bit, and push it down. Right, okay, we need to wipe the excess glue around the edge off. And now we're going to have to clamp these down. Right, okay, now we've we've got our two isolation tables. They're ready to go. We've cut 2 pieces of MDF because we're going to clamp these up now. These lids keep moving around quite a bit, so it's going to be a bit tricky. See how we get on. See if we turn those upside down, I don't know if they're going to stay in place or not, but they usually do. So let's turn them upside down. Right, okay. So what we're going to do is put it over the edge of it, keep those in place as best as we can. I'll put the lid on there, the every other piece of MDF on. And I'm going to get a clamp. Right, just going to only pinch it up slightly to start with. We're not going to clamp this down too tight because I said it's balsa wood and we don't want it to end up sliding all over the place and damaging the actual balsa wood itself. Same with this one side. Let's clamp this up. That's it. Right, just double checking if you. Okay, making sure that this hasn't slipped too much. Right, okay, so we're just going to carry on doing that, going around and adding more clamps. We're not clamping this down really hard because the balsa wood, I said, is going to get pushed in and dented, which we don't want to do. So just come up to here again now. Put that on there. Okay, just clamp that down very slightly, just double checking that it hasn't moved, none of it's moved. What we don't want is it to move. I think that's about right. Okay, that feels about right down there. Right, so I mean, I understand you probably may not have all these clamps. If you can borrow some clamps from somebody, or if you don't want to make them yourself, you can get a local carpenter to make them, or a cabinet maker or a joiner. Okay, just like that. Right, okay, so just going to go around infilling all these now with clamps. It just takes quite a lot of clamps to clamp this up. I mean, you could just put loads of heavy bricks on top of it, of course. There we go, slowly. Right, okay, some bigger clamps there, so I'm going to have to find some smaller ones. Okay, we'll come back to you once we've clamped it all up. Right, okay, we've pushed our put all our clamps on. Sorry. Now we've only just tied them up, so we're going to just start from one side here. Just going to nip it up very slightly. Come over to this side, nip it up slightly, back to that side. We're not tightening it up too tight, and I'll keep saying it, but it's most imperative we don't tighten this up. We don't want to damage anything at this point. Right, do a few more of those. Double check it again. That one needs to be slightly tightened. That one needs to be a bit more. Right. Right, okay, so we've got our we've got it all tightened up. The sandwich is all squashed together just nicely. The glue's just oozing out there slightly, as you can see. That one, I just want to move that in the middle a bit more there. That one there, tighten that a little bit more. That's it. Right, okay, so now we're going to leave this for around about, I don't know, 12 to 15 hours to dry. Just going to run a bit of baby wipe around the edge just to make sure there's no glue gone down up there, because otherwise it's going to stick to the it always does stick very slightly, but we'll take this off in there. Right, okay, I think we're nearly done on that now. So okay, we'll be back tomorrow to show you the finished article, sand it up and fit on the oak cones. Right guys and girls, we've left this in clamp overnight. It's been in about 12 hours, so we're going to start removing the clamps now from it. Remember, we didn't over tighten these because balsa wood's quite soft, although when the actual isolation table's finished it's very strong. It will hold a piece of equipment easy. So remove these slowly. Get those off. All we've got to hope is it hasn't stuck to the MDF too much, which it probably would have done a bit, but we'll see. Okay, that one hasn't. Oh, look at that. It's come off fine. That one hasn't either. There we go, look at that. Solid as a rock. Won't even move anywhere. That is one solid piece of isolation table, and it's really lightweight. Same with that one. So what we need to do now is we just need to sand up around the edges. So we're going to go back on our linisher and sand the edges down to make them nice and flat and smooth. So we'll do that. We're going to show you one bit, and then we'll come back in a minute once we've finished them off. Being balsa wood, this sands up extremely easy. I'll turn it around a bit. So make sure I keep it square on here. Right, okay, that's absolutely perfect, and it's nice and square as well still. So what we're going to be doing is sanding all the edges down, and then we'll come back to you once we've finished to show you the finished article. Right, okay, these are obviously the finished article once we've sanded all the edges down on the linisher. Basically all we're going to do is just rub them over with some 320 grit paper now, just to smooth them off. Just give them a little slight on the edge there, just to take it off. We're going to be painting our ones black, but we'll show you the finished article in another video, because this video is taken long enough as it is. But we're just going to show you the oak cones that go on the bottom of them, fix them on quick, so you know how to do those. You can fix just 3 oak cones on, or you can fit on 4. So we'll be back to you in a minute once we've refinished, once we've sanded it all up. So to do the top surface, we're going to use a sander. So that's one side done. Flip it over and do the other side. Right, that one's done. Sorry for that noise, it's a bit noisy, but it speeds the process up quite a bit. Give it a quick rub around again with the 320. We just sanded that up with 320 on the sander there, the top. There we go. This balsa wood's really soft, so sands up really easy. Right, last bit on this one. Quick shimmy over with that. Make sure we've got every corner of it. Right, okay, that's that. So we're going to choose the best veneer side for the top, which I think is this side here. It looks the best one. It's this one here. It's got a very slight mark in the veneer there, which is nothing really, but as I'm going to paint mine, it won't matter. But for this video, I'm going to be using it up like that. So that's that. Well, we're going to do the same to this, but we're going to show you how to finish this off first now. So we've got 2 sizes of oak cones here. One size is 23mm, the other size is 28mm. So the 28mm ones are going to go on this isolation table for the Cambridge Audio Back Magic. That's another one. No, that's another one now. So we're going to turn it up the other way. We're going to be fitting these oak cones on. I mean, you can varnish these. You can finish them off with varnish. Or you can spray them like I'm doing. Sorry, couldn't find the glue then, but got the glue now. PVA. So just going to put a bit of PVA on the end there. This works really well because this is going to be really nice and set well with the PVA in there. So we're going to whop it on the corner there. Put it onto the corner, press it down till the glue seeps out the edge. Take it right up near the edge there. Okay, so just use a bit of that tissue paper just to wipe away the glue around the edge and that. Okay, same thing with this one. Got a little bit in there. Press it on there. As you press this down, it will just push the glue out again at the ends, at the corners, the edges. Right, okay, get it right close to the edge there. Get them all in the same place again. Just wipe the glue off. Glue there going on. As I say, I'll be spraying mine, so it won't matter if there's a bit of a residue of the glue over the surface. But obviously, if you're going to varnish it, you don't really want any glue over there. Because if you're going to stain it dark or whatever you want to do to match in with your rack or whatever you've got your system set on. Clean the glue off around there again. Take it off there. Just bring it back a bit. Right, last one. Again, make sure it's all there. Make sure you really press these down firm. You don't want any gaps underneath them at all. They need to be total contact with the isolation table. There we go. So a little bit of that glue there. Right, okay, that's that. We're going to turn it over and leave it to set on there for a bit. Look at that, that's perfect. There's no movement there, there's no micro wobble going on. These are absolutely flat and these are going to sound superb. They're really going to add something to the system and that. So we're going to leave that one to dry and then we'll come back in a bit when we've done the other one. Okay, now these are the isolation tables totally finished. They're all stable. There's no micro wobble going on any of them. So these are really nice. I'm going to be spraying these in black. I'll be showing you this in another video, so we won't, because this video's taken long enough. This one's also nice and finished with the oak cones on the underneath of it. So that's it. I hope you like watching this video. So don't forget, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to me and give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching again.